let me show you some more problems today so that you can understand the topic clearly. And I gave you the step-by-step working, that is how you will find out the maxima minima of a function. So let us quickly do two problems and then I will do some more. So question number 1, find maxima or minima, okay, for the given equation y equal to x square. Say it is just something like x square then minus 3x then plus 5. So this is the equation and you will find out maxima or minima, which one is possible or applicable. Okay. Another question I'm writing, show that the maxima is smaller than minima uh, for the function y equal to x plus 25 by x. So this is another question. So let me just finish the first question. It is x square. Okay. So what did I say? This is one question. You will find out maxima or minima, whichever is applicable. So in the question, there is a clue. There will be only one thing. And in the second question, it is said you will find out maxima minima both, but you will show that the maxima is actually smaller than minima. So this will give you more clear idea on the topic also. So let us do one by one. So number 1, answer. So you follow the steps. So what is the first step? You find out the first derivative. So that means it is d dx of y. And in this case, it is very, very simple. It is d dx of x square minus 3x then plus 5. So what will be the answer? Everyone knows. So you can just write your answer in your khata and you can tell me what should be the answer here.
X minus
2x minus 3.
X minus 3.
So everyone is okay with this, right? This is 2x minus 3. So
Yes,
we already know, okay, for maxima or minima, whatever. The idea is, the concept is, whatever you want to find, you may find maxima or you may find minima, but whatever, it will be d dx of y equal to 0. Okay, we know that d dx of y is equal to 0. So this is the thing you will write. It is better to write in the answer script because it will give you the clear idea about your understanding so that everyone will understand, okay, you know the fact. So this is the thing you will write and then you continue because d dx of y equal to 0. So in this case, it is 2x minus 3 equal to 0. So from this equation, you will find out the x value. And in this case, it is only 1. There will be only one x value. So only one x value means there will be only one extremum value of the function. So only one means maybe maximum or maybe minimum. So you need to check with the second derivative. So the third step, just try to recall the steps. So these are the 2 steps. Now we will do second derivative. That will be step number 3. So second derivative is actually d dx of the previous derivative. So d dx of, in this case, 2x minus 3. So it will be only 2. So when you have only 2 uh, in the second derivative, there is no x. So it is a positive answer, and of course there will be only one thing. We already told that there will be only one thing, maybe maxima or maybe minima. So in this case, it will be minima because the second derivative is positive. And second derivative
Positive.
is just a constant number, positive number, so minima, but it has no dependency on x. So you are not putting the value of x here. It is always positive number. This one, 2 is always positive number, and there will be always a minima. So there is no chance of getting maxima here because you have no other x value, you have no x in the second derivative, so you have only number, and this is positive number, so this is minima. So this is your third step. So you do not need to go for fourth step here because you are not putting any x value in the second derivative because the decision is already been made. Decision is already done. So now you will find out the minima. So minima will be called y mean. So y mean, that is the minimum value of the function, and for that you will put x equals to 3 by 2. Now for calculating the minimum value, you will put x equals to 3 by 2 where in the
4
original
minus
function. Be careful, that
2
value of x, that value of x, it is not cube, sorry, it's
yes
pure.
sir
That value of x, 3
is
by 2,
square
3 by 2 will be put into the original given function. So do not make mistake for calculating the minimum value or maximum value. So this is the original function. You are putting x equals to 3 by 2 and the answer will come. So that is not a big deal. Whatever the answer, that will be the answer. Okay. So this is the minimum value. Your answer is done. So it is first example. Now let us talk about the second example. So what is the second example? Second example is the same thing you do, but in this case, you will just show that the maxima is smaller. So there is a funny and little tricky thing so that you can easily understand. And let me just do this for you, do the calculation, and then I will show you the graph so that it will be clear. Okay, so we are now doing question number 2. So the first step for the question number 2 answer, first step is to find out the derivative. So the derivative, you will write ddx. Okay, I am just writing the answer. Is it okay? Probably you will understand. What will be the ddx of y in this case? I mean, if you, okay, let me just, if you write ddx of the question is x plus 25 by x. So what will be the answer for this?
25x inverse 2
And what about x?
x will be 1
So,
1
plus
so
25 by x square.
1 plus 25
one
1 minus 25 by x square.
correct. So it is minus, it is not plus. So it will be
Yes,
x,
minus, sorry.
it will be x to the power minus 1 actually. Then you apply the differentiation. So that will be minus 1 by x square. So it will be the answer.
yes sir
So the second point is ddx of y will be 0. So you will write, okay, from ddx of y equal to 0, we get here Okay, from ddx of y equal to 0, we get 1 minus 25 by x square equal to 0. So in this case, 1 minus 25 by x square equal to 0, what will be the x value? So what will be the x value? What will be the x value? You can tell me, yeah.
root over 14. 20, sorry, root over 24.
24, sure.
Yes, sir.
24 is not correct.
Sir, plus minus 5.
Yes, plus minus 5. It is root over 25. Why 24? So it is plus 5 or minus 5. So you have two answers. One is plus 5, one is minus 5. So both will be used. Okay, both answer will be used. In the next level, you put both. So you think about when x equals to plus 5. So you just taking one x value, that means only 5. So what will be the second derivative? So second derivative value, you put the x equals to 5 in second derivative of the bear nai. Okay, so let us just do this. Sorry, so you will put this value later.
Sir, where does one go?
You do it yourself. You do it yourself. X square লসাগু করো, x square লসাগু করে you complete the calculation. So second derivative is d2y dx2 is actually the differentiation of the previous answer. So what is the previous answer? That was 1 minus 25 x square. So now you write ddx 1 minus 25 by x square. Okay, now you do the differentiation. For 1 it will be 0, and for minus 25 by x square, what will be the answer? So what will be the final thing?
Sir, 50 by x cube.
50 by x cube. It is correct answer. It will be plus. Yes, it will be plus, and it is 50 divided by a cube. It is correct. So if you are not sure, just do this thing with the x to the power n formula, and automatically this answer will come. So in this case, you will put the x value equal to 5. So x value 5 means 50 by 5 cube. So 50 by 5 cube will be actually some number. What is the value? That is not our headache, does not matter. Whatever the value does not matter. Point is, it is a positive number. That is the main point. So we will see, okay, this is positive. That means we have minima. Positive value means minima will come. So minima will come. That means we will calculate the minima in the next
50 by x cube.
Yes. So you put x equals to 5. So it will be 50 by 5 cube. So the answer is positive answer. So the minima will
Yes, sir. The answer
come.
is 2 by 5.
Okay, so minima will come, and now you can uh, go for calculating the minimum value. So you will write, okay, now we already know this is minima, so y mean will be calculated from the original function. So original function is x plus 25 by x. That is the original function. So you will write 5 plus 25 by 5. So that will be 10. So your answer is done. It is one answer. It is one answer. That is y mean. Okay. Now repeat this process again. These two line again for x equals to -5. So you will do this again. You will write, okay, when x equals to -5, we are getting second derivative value as dy to equal to 50 by -5 cube. So it will be 50 by -5 cube. So whatever the answer is not very important. The point is it will be a negative answer. That is the main point. So 50 by -5 whole cube will be some number that is a negative number, and we can say negative number will bring the maximum value of the function. So as we are sure about the maximum value of the function, we will now calculate the maximum value. So next line you calculate y max. So next line you calculate y max. And again you go back to the original function, that is the given function, and you put x value as -5. So it will be -5 plus 25 by -5, because it was x plus 25 by x. So we are putting -5 for x value, and then you get the answer as -10. So this is -10, and which is actually y max, and the previous answer was +10, and that was y mean. So you can say, okay, in this question what we see, y max is actually smaller, yx is actually less than y mean. So this is the question. That was the thing you wanted to show. So you will write, okay, it is proved, okay, or it is shown. So that is the question here. This is the second example. Okay. So it is another type of question where we actually calculate the maximum and minimum, and then we have shown something. That's all. Is that okay? Any question up to this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, good. So now let me give you the idea about drawing, idea about the graph. Okay. For this question, that is question number 1. Okay. If x equals to, y equals to x square minus 3x plus 5. If this is the question, then what will be the graph? Who can tell me what is the shape of the graph? Do you have any idea what will be the shape of this graph? If this is actually y equal to x square minus 3x plus 5, so what will be the shape of the graph? This is not a straight line, sure, right?
Sir, parabola.
Parabola, okay. So it is a parabola, and the parabola shape you already know maybe. So I am just showing it to you, then you will understand. So the thing is, it is, okay, it will be like this. Okay. So this will be the shape of this graph for question number 1. And the lowest point is the minimum. This is the minimum point. Okay, the lowest point of that graph is the minimum point. So it is actually the minimum point, what we call the extremum value, or you can call the optimum value. Okay, so this is actually the minimum point. Okay, the minima. Okay, now in the graph, what is minima? This is the height. because you know the height is y. So y value is the minimum value here. So this is the y mean. So don't you think the height in the left side is little higher? Yes. Height in the right side is also little higher. Yes. Okay. More left, more higher, more left, more higher height. That is y value will be more and more and more. Only this point, the y is the minimum, that is the smallest. Is that okay? Do you understand what I mean? Okay. And what is the x value for this? This is the x value for this. So in this question, in this example, we see x value is actually 3 by 2. So when x value is 3 by 2, then y will be minimum, and this is the graph and this is the situation. Is it okay? You understand the graph? Just to understand, that's all.
Yes, sir.
There is no need of making the graph in the exam paper. Okay. So this is the situation. This is the understanding for question number 1. Now let me show you the graph or the understanding for question number 2. So what is happening here? What is happening here? In this case, actually, the graph is a separate two part. So there are two parts in the graph, and actually these are let me just show it to you. So it is the x-axis and y-axis. So the x-axis and y-axis line, and if x equals to 5, that means say this is 5. If x equals to 5 and left side is minus 5, so if x equals to 5, y is plus 10 and it is minimum. So y is plus 10, this is the height, this is the plus 10, and it is minimum. So it is again like a parabola, but it is like this. Okay, so this will be the minimum value, and this minimum value is actually 10, is actually 10. Okay, so it is y mean. Why mean? Because this is the lowest height in the graph. This is the lowest height in the graph. The left side height and right side height will be bigger. So y will be bigger. And another example is minus 5. So for minus 5, the y value is minus 10 and it is maximum. So what does that mean? That means this is the height and it is actually like this. The graph is like this. Again, another parabola like shape, and in this case, this is the height. Okay, this is the height, and that height, that means y value is the maximum. Why it is the maximum? Because the left side y value, right side y value, all other y value will be smaller or lower than this. Say this is minus 10. So what about the right side one? Maybe minus 11, maybe minus 12, minus 13, like that. So minus 10 is the highest, and that is why we call this maximum. And 10 is the smallest, so we call this minimum. So in one problem, there may be one maxima, one minima, but by the value of that, the minimum value is 10 and maximum value is minus 10, and it is possible that the minimum is higher than minimum is smaller than the maximum, like that. Is that okay? Yeah, maximum is less than the minimum. You understand my concept or the thing?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it okay after this? Okay, so these are the
Yes,
these
sir.
are the two
Yes, sir, it's
graph
clear.
examples for two problems. Now let us come to other type of questions. where you can see, okay, supply or demand or profit or any other things. So in those cases, actually no need to worry at all, because I will just give you some names, that's all. I cannot make complicated questions. Why not? Because if I give you some question, so that in this level, that is the x finding level, okay, in this level ddx of y equal to 0, you are getting something more complicated, maybe sin x, maybe e to the power x, maybe ln x, and in that you are unable to find out the x value. So what is the point of giving those kind of questions? You understand my point? If I give you some function which is complicated, so after ddx of y, you will reach into the second level, and in the second step, ddx of y will be 0, and you will find out the x value. But in the function, it is with sin x, cos x, ln x, this type of thing, and you cannot really find out x value. It is not possible to find x value, or it will be very, very hard to find the x value here. So if you cannot find x value, then what is the point of progressing with other steps? So how can you put the x value in the second derivative? First derivative is possible to find, second derivative is possible to find, but you cannot find out the x value, that is, you cannot find the solution of the equation. So in that case, how can you put the x value in the second derivative? And if you cannot put the x value here, you cannot decide is it minima or maxima. If you cannot decide, then what is the point of finding y max or y min? You got my point? So I
Yes, sir.
cannot actually give you quite critical problems, because it is not possible to find out the x value from any kind of equation.